everyone. Welcome back again. This is Bolu. I'm your host on the INHAF podcast. And today we have in the studio with us Mr. Alexandra Ochega. We'll be discussing AI, the misconception about AI, and the truth about AI. Basically unraveling the truth about AI. So you're welcome, Mr. Ochega.
Thank you so much, Bolu, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and to be part of the wonderful things that you're doing on your platform here. And I hope that we're going to have some good times today to hear about AI, the truth, the misconceptions, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So we are in a world where AI is everything now, and everyone is just talking about AI. AI is here to replace us. People are scared. Is this really the reality? Is AI really going to replace us?
That's a very good question, and I'm really pleased that you started asking that question. Like this is the first question. Look, I'm the CEO and the founder of Eduviate AI, and I founded the company, the organization, on the firm belief, a bold belief, that AI is here, and if it is used responsibly, AI has the capacity to help mankind, human beings, businesses, organizations to become better, effective, productive. And so what you hear a lot of the times, even before I started doing some findings about AI, there is a research that was done where about 85% of people, that were surveyed about AI said, AI is here to replace our jobs. Here is the key thing here, and I want, your listeners to take note of this, right? AI is not here to replace anyone.
Okay.
AI isn't.
So it's not a threat.
It's not a threat. It's a misconception. But what AI does is anyone who learn, empower their skill in AI will replace. So there is that element of, are you actually upskilling yourself, right? So AI will not replace you, but anyone who understands the power, the opportunity of AI, how AI can help them do their jobs better, quicker, more effective, to save cost, time. Those are the people that will replace you.
Thank you. So basically, you need to upskill yourself so that you don't get replaced.
Absolutely. Yes, you need to upskill yourself. So whatever you're doing now, in whatever sector, right, you need to learn AI. You need to learn some form of AI.
So is AI really for just big companies? Because a lot of big companies, for example, NHS, they are investing into AI, trying to incorporate it into daily activities. So some people have this idea, or should I say, they think it's just for the big companies. Smaller companies like a new startup company would not be able to afford it. They can't use it for their daily activities or operations. So is this really reality?
No. It's look at it this way. Let me just pause for 1 second there.
Okay.
Because we're trying to unpack the truth, the misconceptions, the myth around AI. Okay. The World Economic Forum said, this is the World Economic Forum, a forum that actually every human being that has that understands economics, finance, money, right? The trends of investments and how things happen around the world, right? Said something that in 2025, okay, we're talking last year, about 80 million jobs will be replaced by AI.
80 million jobs?
80 million jobs.
That's a lot.
And so there might be somebody listening to me now going, actually, maybe that's the reason why I've lost my job, or
but you said it's not the threat. So
yeah, but the truth is this. Whilst 85 million jobs are being lost, the research also supported that about 92 million jobs will be created
92 million.
with AI.
So that's actually higher than the...
Exactly. Okay, so which means anyone who is in the bracket of those who are likely to be replaced by AI should be thinking, how can I use AI to get my jobs better, to meet the trends of where AI is going? Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
So on one hand, we say 85 million, but on the other hand, if you look at the statistics, AI can open up almost about 12 million jobs, new jobs. Okay. So now we take, organizations like the NHS, like you mentioned. I mean, look, like I said, Eduviate AI, I birthed this organization not because I want to replace human beings, but to help human beings, leverage on a tool that can help them get better. So the health sector, NHS, are investing heavily in AI capable, infrastructure, right, that can help to deal with diseases, cancer, all this sort of complex operations and treatment, the research that goes into it. They are now leveraging on AI. Okay? How can AI help the health sector to dispense, to give us much more better health services? AI can even help patients to book appointments right now. Right?
That's good.
Doctors are now using AI to model data to understand the trends in the pattern in, let's say you take a specific cancer, whether it's breast cancer, kidney, liver, whatever that is, bone cancer, you name it. What are the trends that can be spotted using AI tools to now say, okay, right, if somebody has a medical condition and using AI modeling tools and says, everyone who suffers this kind of condition over the last how many years, AI can help to say, this is the sort of treatment that helps them to get better. Okay, so can we now use that? So for me personally, AI has given the opportunity for everybody to have a level playing field.
So both the small organization, the medium, and the big ones, they can all have access to it.
Absolutely. AI is a disruptor. Big tech companies, no. AI is not just for them. AI is for everyone. And let me just say something quickly.
Okay.
If you take the big companies, for example, they may even have a lot of issues
Really?
around being able to quickly deploy AI, in the sense that there's a lot of politics. They have legacy systems.
Yeah,
they have
absolutely.
numerous employees.
Yeah.
They have to get their buy-in. They have to make sure people are on board, because AI is
them
bringing a
to-
change, is disrupting how people have worked in an organization. So you can imagine you are an organization that you have maybe 200 employees, right? And they've been used to working in one specific way, a task that they have to do over 1 week. Suddenly you tell them, look, you know what? AI is going to help us to do your task in less than 4 hours. Okay, so how do you expect that person to just give you their, like, yeah, go ahead, boss?
No, they're gonna.
Do you understand what I'm saying? They're going to like pause a little bit and go, my
Yeah.
job is at risk here.
I'm gonna be sacked soon.
Exactly. But if I give you an example, okay, we have an accountant in Manchester who employs only 2 people. In Manchester,
2 people.
2 people. And when the person contacted Eduviate AI, we had a sit down to understand what solution they were trying to build to help them to be able to do their accounting responsibilities, how they can meet the needs of their customers. Now, it took relatively a very short space of time sitting down, looking at what the requirements are, and seeing how they can scale the whole solutions that will be provided. Now, they use AI now to run all their admin tasks. They use AI now to do their accounting analysis. And now they're able to serve their customers much quicker, get their accounts submitted to HMRC, get their tax calculations done to HMRC, things are done on time, response are received on time, the clients are happy. Now, they employ only 2 people. Imagine the company that is struggling to get the buy-in of the employees, big company, has a lot of bank money in the bank balance, right? They're still struggling. They're waiting for 6 months, 9 months to get the approval of the board members, of employee rights and all these things and whatever, right? So someone who has 2 employees, what does that mean? They can expand quickly.
Faster, yeah. Absolutely.
And so that's where sometimes these misconceptions come. For me, you're self-employed, you are a small, medium-sized companies, AI is a disruptor. AI for me is a level playing field. It has democratized the world of tech. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're saying now is there are several opportunities, business opportunities for AI. So are you able to just expand more on that in terms of, because you've talked about the accountant now that has been able to implement AI. So what are the real business opportunities out there that people that are looking at probably starting up their own business, they could just leverage on, because we're in the world of AI.
Yes.
So we're here to make things easier for ourselves.
Yeah.
Even starting up a new business now, my belief is everything is existing already. What can you do different? So what are the business opportunities that comes along with AI?
There are so many businesses that comes along with AI, so many. And it all depends on which aisle you're sitting. If we go back to what we said in the beginning of our conversation, we say AI is taking jobs and replacing jobs is a threat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you put it this way. If you think back when, say, electricity came into existence, let's just like that. I want to use that scenario.
Okay.
Prior to electricity coming to existence, somebody has been manufacturing candles.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the person manufacturing candles now hear, oh, there is electricity coming.
It's gonna be scared, worried.
The person will be scared and worried. And so what you find is that whatever sector you want to go into, there is always an inherent possibility of a threat, the threats of new entrants to the market. And what AI does is, regardless of the sector you want to go into, whether you want to go into agriculture, you want to go into healthcare, you want to go into finance, you want to go into real estate, you want to go into construction.
So it cuts across every sector.
It cuts across every sector. There is a tool right now as we speak that is being deployed that AI can help you get quicker, get your product and your services to the market much quicker than we were 5-10 years ago, right? And so for me, I feel that whatever you say is available right now, there is still more. And so the message I want to just give to your listeners again is this. AI is a moving train and it's coming with a trend.
So everyone has to jump on it.
You either jump on it or you'll be left behind.
So it's better you jump on it.
So AI helps you get your product, your services, your ideas much more quicker to the market, to the customers, much more quicker than ever before. Is it social media marketing, digital? Where? Every single sector, in my opinion, has the opportunity to leverage on some form of AI to be able to get something out there. So whether you're a startup, you are an entrepreneur.
So as a startup company, several people, or will I say, several organizations, they have this belief that you need to have a huge budget, before you can start implementing AI in your daily operations. So is this really the thing? Is the large budget really needed?
No. There's no large budget that is needed. Okay, so let me just take, an AI ChatGPT.
Okay.
You can have ChatGPT paid account, the paid one, right?
Yeah.
£30 a month.
Yeah.
Right. So depending on where you're listening to me from, right? You might say, well, £30 is a lot of money. But if I have a ChatGPT or an AI platform that I am paying for $30, $25, that it gets me to do something quickly, faster, much more better, right? I'm ahead of the game, right? Do you have to be a big tech company? Do you have to have a big bank balance? You tell me which, you want to go to a restaurant now. I mean, look, Manchester is home to me. and I've been in Manchester for many years, for the last 27 years. There are restaurants that you go to today and you buy a meal of £30 in one sitting just for one person. The portion can almost, it's like you still want more.
You still want more, of course.
And so if I'm going to feed myself, right, my belly with £30 in one sitting, right, spending £30 in 30 days on a tool, that is like less than £1 a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. That's
Okay,
true.
but this thing can help me serve a customer much faster, more efficient, right? Much more creative. So there is no, for me, any argument that is necessarily against, that can survive. Don't touch AI, it's too expensive. Look, you can scale. There is the scalability of AI. Okay, it's scalable. And that's what makes it even good, right? You can grow with time, right? So it's not just for big tech companies.
Okay, so if any company is to start using AI now, implementing AI into the operation, so what would be the first step? Where can they start from?
Okay, first of all, sit back and ask yourself a question. One, what is the problem that we're looking to solve?
Problem they're looking
Yeah,
to solve.
what is it? Because often what tends to happen with some people is they jump into conclusion about a concept without even understanding what is it
All about.
all about. Okay, so ask yourself, what question am I looking to solve? Okay, what is the framework that I need to adopt? Okay, and so when you sit down and you look at these two things, for me, that's the starting point. Because you may end up trying to grab something that may not necessarily be what will answer your business question.
So you need to know what problem you're trying to solve so you can identify the way to solve it.
Absolutely correct. Yes. Let me just give you one personal example, if this would make sense.
Yeah. Go on.
Right. Okay. So a couple of years ago, my wife wanted to change her car. And I said, okay, right, fair enough. What kind of car? Something that is fairly big for the entire family. And when we went to the car showroom, we saw a car. And the first thing, as much as my wife was falling in love with the car, the first thing that came to my mind was that, A, right, if we definitely need a car of that size. And two, if we bring that car home, where are we going to park it? I know the size of our driveway.
You don't want to
Do I need to
create another problem.
expand? Exactly. So I'm trying to find a solution to one problem, but I'm creating another problem for myself. And that's simply because I've not sat down to think. And what did I do? The next thing, we took the car for a test run. And I told the guy who accompanied us from the car showroom, we will test run this car, which is about 30, 40 minutes drive from our home. And I want to drive it to my driveway. Does it fit? If it doesn't, what do I need to do when that car finally comes that it doesn't leave me with another problem? And so always understand what problem is it that you're trying to solve, because don't use one hat fits all approach. Okay, because one man's food, like they say, is likely to be another man's poison.
Absolutely. So you need to know what the problem you're trying to solve is.
Yeah,
Then you know what approach to use.
absolutely correct.
Yeah. So what mistakes, now we've talked about knowing the problem, identifying the problem. So what mistakes do you think so many companies, or I would say people, make out there when they're trying to choose, when they're trying to adopt AI? So what mistakes do you think they make?
Yeah, there are a number of mistakes that sometimes they make. One of them is, say, for example, a company that, the owner has not even thought about what AI can do. And I've heard so many people, I've attended so many events, and I see so many people come into the room, Right, I give you another statistics. McKinsey, which is like an organization that does a lot of research into the economic environment and so on, did a research that about 85% of organizations, businesses, institutions want to adopt some form of AI, within the next 5 years. But the research also support a data that says about 60% of the workforce within organizations are still saying they've not been trained. So what you find is this, that the mistakes that organizations make is they think that AI is just a myth. It's something that, well, it's going to be like the internet, isn't it? Eventually, it will be like Google. Everybody can just go in there. Or is it not ChatGPT or Copilot? I can use it to draft an email.
So is it more than that?
Of course, AI is definitely more than that. AI is not your ChatGPT. It's just a starting point. It's a scratch in the surface.
So it's like just a drop in the ocean.
It's a drop in the ocean. And here is the thing, I like that one. A drop in the ocean. You cannot boil the ocean. That's the mistake.
You cannot boil the ocean.
You cannot boil the ocean. But what is it that you can do within a part of the ocean that helps you to meet your business need? So the mistakes that a lot of organizations are making is getting confused with there's so many AI tools out there, right? Whether generative AI, agent AI, chatbots, and all these capabilities that are coming in left, right, and center. Well, we're confused. We don't know which one to go. No. Find if you can upskill someone within your organization, and sometimes it starts from the leadership. And that's why Eduviate AI comes in. We don't just teach theory. We don't train theory. Every course, every curriculum that we build is designed to empower people. So, for example, we have AI for leaders. We have AI for executives. We have AI for finance. We have AI for healthcare.
So
we have
there's AI
AI
for
for real
everyone.
estate. We have AI for construction. We have AI ethics. So there is a wide variety. We have AI for nurses. We have AI for educators. Okay. And these are specific designed products to empower anyone that cuts across different institutions to be able to learn something about AI. So a lot of people make these mistakes of where do I start from? I genuinely think that it should start from the leadership. And then the leadership goes, well, we need to upskill people. So right now is the time to learn, unlearn, and relearn with AI.
So that will take me to the next question. So what skills should people really learn to be able to, stay relevant now that we're talking about AI? AI replacing job, AI coming in and jobs will be lost. So what skills do they need to, learn to be able to stay relevant?
Learn any tool that has to do with AI. I've just mentioned a number of courses, right? Invest in yourself. And so,
Invest in yourself.
yeah, invest in yourself because you see, we live in a generation that is quick for people to jump on the back wagon, right? There's something that is against a concept. Oh, yeah, that's true. It becomes a propaganda, right? The reality is that AI is not a threat. AI is not a job stealer. AI is a job filter. And so you can start from somewhere. And so for any listener right now that is listening to this conversation, let this be like an eye opener where you're going to be educated that now is the time to learn some form of AI as it affects your sector. If you are a healthcare assistant, there is AI for healthcare. If you are a nurse listening to me, there is AI for nurses. If you are a financial expert, there is AI for finance, right? So learn it now so that those who have learned and understands how to use AI don't replace you.
Bless you.
There is no, for me personally, I cannot put too much of attention to the cost of acquiring knowledge. Anything that will increase your capacity comes with a cost.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. And the worst thing that can happen to anyone in life is when opportunity meets someone who is not ready.
So you have to be prepared always.
AI prepares you for the future. AI prepares you for where things are now. AI prepares you for where the train is heading. So AI is like the age of the internet when the internet came. So for me, AI is for everyone. Anyone can learn AI.
So now you've talked about the advantage, or should I say, how important AI is. So what are the risks that people need to be aware of, when using AI, when they're trying to adopt it into their businesses? what are the risks that are associated with it?
Yeah, so there are a number of risks. It's like everything in life,
The good, the
There's
bad.
yeah, there's always the advantages, disadvantages. Whatever is good, it's like when we say sugar is bad, there is also sugar that is good.
Yeah.
So everything needs to have that balancing. And for me, I think the starting point here is having some basic understanding of the principles of AI. Right? Number one principle: bring AI to the table. Right? AI needs to be on the table. And what do I mean? Your phone, there's AI.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so bring AI to the table. Every conversation brings AI to the table. The reason is because it helps you to understand how AI can help humans to work together, to understand human intelligence that supports the capability of what we call this artificial intelligence. Okay, so treat AI as a person, but always know that it's not.
You said people should treat AI as a person. So
Yes.
I'll just give you this scenario. I was privileged to, should I use the word teach a couple of people around AI.
Yes.
I was just telling them, trying to encourage the use of AI. And one of them stood up and said, "Oh, I've been using AI for a while," and all of a sudden, okay. She was using ChatGPT and she was always conversing with it
Yes.
almost every time. And she had a day off that she did not use it and she felt really bad. So when you say they should treat AI as a person, won't they get addicted and have this idea that it's a person? Because I've also seen in the media where someone had to, take their life because of they believe they were having a relationship with AI.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So won't that also have another impact again on them?
Yeah, so, okay, again, just to kind of give you maybe a scenario that might help somebody to understand what you were trying to say there. Okay, so I came here today and I came here driving to your studio, right? And we're having this conversation. I already knew how long it would take me to get here, and I drove myself here. I've come with some materials today. How did I? I didn't put them on my head. I put them in my car. Right. These are the positives. These are the advantages of being able to have a car. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
The same car that brought me here, somebody could have used the same car to go and do damage.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so that's how it is. So the same thing that somebody's using for good, somebody else can decide to use it to do what is bad. So do you blame the tool that was doing what is bad, or you
Or the user.
blame the user? And so this is where there should be that open and honest conversations about the ethics, the ethical use of AI.
Absolutely.
And one of our fundamental principles at Eduviate is helping people to understand the responsible use of AI. Okay? So when I say treat AI as a person, but always know it's not, the reason I say that is because AI can make mistakes.
Yeah, 100%.
So the next principle is you have to be the human loop in that AI. For example, if you want to get data from AI, ask yourself, what is it for? Who is the one giving you the data? Can you verify? Can you validate before you run with it? Because where is the misconception about AI coming from? It's coming to take our jobs. Where is that data coming from? It's coming from someone or people who are not ready to even understand what AI is in the first place. To upskill. And so maybe it just starts with Copilot, it starts with, Gemini, Google Gemini, and so on, right? Generative AI, right? What we use to draft emails and draft a response, make complaints and all of those things. We want to complain to the council or to somewhere, so there's a much wider conversation we need to have. What about hallucination? Hallucination is where, look, trillions and trillions of data, information that you're trying to get from AI, people put it there.
Yeah.
And so, before you believe in what the output, where are you running? Where did it come from? So, one of the things we train in Eduviate is we train people what we call prompting techniques, prompting engineering. And that is to give people understanding on how to use AI to best serve them with as accurate as possible every output they want to receive. Because AI has this thing of you garbage in, you garbage out.
So if you input wrong data, you get wrong output.
Absolutely correct. And so that's what it is. So again, you look at the social media, right? Social media platform. A lot of people use it to make money. Now, social media, a lot of people use it for cyberbullying and so on.
Absolutely.
So it's always having that responsible use of something ethically, morally, the biased nature, okay? Right? So if you take maybe the recruitment sector, right? If there is a lot of biased data, all right, recruiters use it to filter who they employ, who they interview, right? Where's the data coming from? So again, we have what we call AI ethics, and we really cover that in depth.
So
what are the kind of
do you
tools you
want to
can
tell
use?
us a little bit about AI ethics? Because that was supposed to be my next question. So do you just want to cover that a little bit more? Let people. I just want our audience to understand what the ethics about. When we talk about AI, is really all about.
Yeah, so AI ethics is about, using AI responsibly. Okay, using it responsibly, giving it guardrails, have a framework that understands that when things go wrong with the AI tool that you have used, who is responsible? Now, AI is not designed for man to shift the blame. AI should be something that you should be open and honest. Let me give you an example, okay? I was actually consulting for an organization and they were trying to build a tool that they can use to respond to their students when they miss lectures.
Okay.
And this tool, can I tell you, it was deployed yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. And when all this tool was being built, we were creating the workflow, okay, using what we call Power Automate, okay. So it's a Microsoft environment. So we were building the workflows, connecting it to all the data points, the data that comes from the student, the one that captures student attendance and so on, and all of these things, okay. When we built it, we now used a generative AI platform and crafted the prompt, the messaging that needs to go out. Who receives the message? One of the guys that was on the project said, I want that message to go out to the student. From me that understand the ethics of AI, the responsible use of AI, understanding that something can go wrong, someone can interpret the message that is going to, the student can feel threatened.
Yeah. Because
By the
AI
message.
doesn't have emotions.
AI doesn't, you have to be the human in the loop. So ethically, I had to build a framework. Number one framework. Every email that goes out to every student, the tutor must be copied into that email.
Okay.
Right? Now, these students are on some form of placement from their employers. What's the next thing I said? The employer must be aware of that email. Look at the human that I put in the loop. The next thing that I said that really got everyone talking was in the email signature. It is coming from the organization. And for data protection, I can't call the organization.
That's fine.
Again, you have to be, it's part of your, so it's yours. There shouldn't be any name on it. Your digital assistant. So what does that mean? The person who is receiving this understands that it is a system that is responsible for this message coming. So if you have a problem with it,
it's not with the person behind the system.
It's not. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Go to the human who developed the system. Is the system wrong? Were you in class that the system is gotten wrong? Yeah, there is no machine that is 100% efficient.
Yeah, so you can validate.
So you go to the human to validate. Yeah, that's true. I'm your lecturer, right? It's true. You are not in class on Monday. I did the register. The register tells me that you were not in class. Right? Okay, we go to the employer. Yeah, it's true because you were not at work. You see, and you're not in school.
The teachers validated.
The teacher is validating,
Employers.
the employer is validating. Ethical use, responsible use, making sure that, look, your framework as you're going to deploy your AI solution is ethically. Think about the environment. Okay? How ethical and how environmentally friendly your data points are. So there is a wide range of, for me, and again, people can learn more. AI for ethics. I think the last time I checked, that course alone is about $195 on EduJade. You can learn it. You can learn it at your own pace.
So we've had a lot of discussion already, and I think our audience they are aware that AI is not here to take over their job,
No, it's
but
not.
to help them, get more efficient at what they do. So, what does the future of AI really look like, and how should people be prepared?
The future of AI is unstoppable.
Unstoppable. I'm scared.
It's unstoppable. It's like when something becomes like a trend and it's like it's going
Keeps
viral. AI is viral. It's unstoppable. It's not going to stop. And for me, here is another point people need to understand here, that the same way we learn literacy, financial literacy, we want to be educated. I think we're now in the age of AI literacy.
So everyone has to learn.
Everyone has to learn it, from a farmer to a butcher to a customer service to the telecoms company to the lecturers, educators. You have to learn AI. I mean, there is a research that was done from some lecturers in Harvard where some of their students submitted their work using AI. And the lecturers let them pass without really understanding, hey, hang on a second, where's the source of this information, right? Now, think about this, as an educator, you need to be educated yourself, because the people you're educating, if they use a tool
You should know about it.
that you don't know they have it, they have access to, and they're using it, the last thing as an educator is to be smarter than the educated. So AI is going viral. It's unstoppable. The train will not stop just because you're struggling to jump on board. So whatever your knowledge gap is, identify it. I believe that there is something out there that you can learn about AI that can help you become better, much more productive, much more creative, and much more literate. AI is the new language. Just like we learn new language,
AI is the new language.
AI is the new language. It's the way to go.
Oh, I think I've really picked a lot of points from what you've said, and I think our audience too have done the same. Just like you said, AI is here to make our work more efficient. It's not here to replace us. And the general misconception about you need to have a big budget has just told us that you don't need to have a big budget. You can start with that £1 that you used to buy a cup of coffee every day.
Absolutely. Even a cup of coffee is more even expensive than one, depending on where you buy it from, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So we need to upskill ourselves, and so that we can stay ahead of the game.
Yes.
Thank you so very much for coming on the show.
Thank you for
program
having
today.
me. It's a pleasure.
I would really like to have you again one of these days.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Anytime.
Like you said, AI is a fast-moving train, so we need to keep catching up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you so much. So
Thank you so
if you enjoyed the session today, please do well to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.